love you. What's up, guys? How are you doing today? My name's Maggie, this is Finley, and that's Sadie, and we're coming at you with a Q&A today. We wanted to update you on Sadie because we literally haven't posted on YouTube since we brought her home. So it's been a while. So we'll give you an update on her and on Finley, and we have been staying active on our Instagram, which is at Finley and Sadie. I'll put it right here if you guys want to check us out there. And hopefully we will be becoming more active on YouTube soon, starting now. So that will be really fun. But I asked you guys on Instagram to send me in any questions that you might have about Sadie, an update on Sadie, or just the dogs in general, owning an Australian Shepherd, or just about our lives. So we'll be doing that. Oh, also I guess I should just give a general like update on both of them. Sadie is now 10 months old. She was born on March 8th, so whenever you're watching this you will know. So she will be 1 year on March 8th, which is insane. He's a baby. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? She's a big girl. Last time we weighed her, she was like 40 pounds. She's actually not that big. She's very tiny. Everyone asks if she's a mini Aussie, but she's not. She's a standard Aussie. She's probably 45 pounds now, I would say. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, she just wants to sleep on my lap. She's not really a cuddler, but the past few weeks she's like getting more cuddly. Let's see if she stays. No. Okay. Bye. Love you. Anyways, she is 10 months old. Finley is a year and 5 months. He's almost a year and a half. The Bobos. He's a year and 5 months, and he's about 60 pounds. He's on a little bit of a diet because we went to Arizona. He came with me on the plane to visit my family, and he ate a bunch of food that he normally doesn't have. So we're working off a couple pounds, but he should be about 58, 57 pounds normally. Huh, I don't want to fat shame you, I'm sorry. You're so beautiful no matter what you weigh. Oh, I love you. Finley's gonna sit on my lap while I answer the questions. He's such a snuggle buggy. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the questions in random order. So the first question is, when did you know that it was the right time to get another dog? Well, we always wanted 2 dogs. We knew that we were gonna have 2 dogs. We didn't know the time spacing that we wanted them. We knew we wanted it within like the first 2 years, but probably maybe when around Finn was a year old. And we ended up getting Sadie when he was only 8 months old. So it was pretty soon. He was definitely very much still a puppy. He still is, but we saw Sadie and just really fell in love with her. My boyfriend Cameron was just like so sure about it, like that it was her, and we knew like exactly the kind of dog we wanted, and it just seemed so perfect. And it just seemed like the right opportunity. Also, COVID just started, and well, actually I think when we picked her out, like it wasn't even a thing yet. We didn't even know about it yet, but it was like just right, because she was born on March 8th, so it was just right before COVID started. So it was perfect because we were just home a lot and we got to just be with her and raise her and just be home all the time. But now she's definitely a clingy quarantine pup. But so I guess the answer is we didn't really know necessarily it was the right time, but we fell in love with her and always knew we wanted to. And I wrote a blog post about this that might help you, and it's way more informed than anything I'm saying right now. But Finley just loves other dogs. Like, he wants to play with other dogs 24/7. He just always wants to be with dogs. So we knew he would enjoy having a sibling and that it would only benefit him. It wasn't just like to our benefit, and it would not be to his benefit. It's helped him. It's helped all of us as a family. She's completed our family. Hey, Seeger, you want to come over here and snuggle? You want to be closer for the video? No? Okay. How did you introduce Sadie to Finley so he didn't get jealous? Well, if you guys did watch our video, we did bring Finn with us to go pick up Sadie on the long drive. And that was mostly, honestly, just because we live out of state, so we don't have any family who lives nearby. So we just didn't have anyone to watch him for the whole car journey it would take to get her and drive all the way back and everything, and we just didn't want to leave him for that long. So we decided to bring him with us, and we asked our breeder what she thought, and she said that that would be totally fine. And he's not like territorial at all. He doesn't territorial. Yeah, he's not territorial at all. Whatever. Like I said, he was only 8 months at the time, so he was just an excited puppy. He wasn't like worried about her taking over his house or anything like that. So if you have that type of situation, you definitely have a lot more to consider. But he was just excited. So we brought him in the car and took him on the whole journey. And then when it was time to pick her up, we took him out of the car on a leash and let them meet each other, just holding her because she was so tiny at the time. She was like 6 pounds or something. So he just got to meet her, and then in the car they got to just sniff each other more and meet each other more there. And then when we got home, they got along so well in the car. They were literally just kissing each other, and it was just the cutest. If you watched our video, you saw that. But then when we got home, it was pretty much the same thing. It was just more keeping him from like trampling her because she was so tiny. But he did great. There wasn't really any problems with introducing them, so we didn't really need to do it in like some special way. But if you're adopting a dog, or if your current dog has some issues or whatever, you definitely probably want to do an introduction before you just bring home another dog casually. How do you make sure the dogs get enough exercise while balancing school/life? So I think this is hard. I think we struggle with this. I always knew the Aussies were a really active breed, and I knew that they were working dogs. I was prepared for it all, and I didn't realize though, like, kind of the waves of energy that they get. And I think it just depends on the Aussies. Some Aussies are really crazy constantly, some calm down. I mean, mine sleep for literally probably 20 hours a day. Like, they sleep constantly, but those hours that they're playing, they play really hard. Basically, is what I've figured out. So I think it's, oh no, stop snuffling me. I think it's a good idea. The best trick when you don't have a lot of time is to just, Sadie's noises are so cute. She's like, shut up, Mom. The best tricks when you don't have a lot of time is to combine mental and physical exercise. So you want to be doing games with them, you want to be doing puzzles, you want to do training every day. And like, I'm not saying like conduct a whole training class and spend an hour doing it. Like, that's not at all what I mean. I just mean like maybe 5 to 10 minutes a day throughout the day randomly. Make them sit and wait for things, make them do little trick routines, just whatever you have going on throughout the day, just have them participate kind of and work their brain throughout the day. So then that way when you are free, it's not that they have so much energy that they need to get out physically, but instead they've already worked their brain a little bit also throughout the day. And for physical exercise, it's not like that crazy of amount. We don't do like anything insane. We try to go to the park every other day. In the winter, it's definitely less because it's raining constantly, like literally raining every single day. And I'm living in the Pacific Northwest, but I have not gotten used to going out in the rain and just acting as though like life is normal and it's sunny out, and like I can't do that. Like nobody's gonna acknowledge that it's raining. Like I don't really understand. We don't go out as much, but every other day basically we go to the park for about an hour, and they do full sprints constantly at the park. We play frisbee at the park, and then on the days when we're not doing that and the days when we're just home, we just play a lot of indoor fetch. They play with each other literally constantly. We're just always playing fetch. They're just always playing with each other. I think that's a huge benefit of having two Aussies, is that they just constantly play with each other. That's kind of why we got them. But yeah, so they're either playing really hard though, or they're just like this. So I'm lucky because I do school from home and I just do this and stuff. So I can kind of balance my schedule and adjust it to them. So when they're sleeping is when I get a lot of my stuff done, and I can choose when I'm working them out and when I'm training them. And so the periods when they'll be tired, if that makes sense. Like we just did a bunch of training and they played in the garage earlier. We did a bunch of frisbee in the garage earlier. So like I knew that they would be tired at this point for a photo shoot that we had to do, and then for this. So you can plan out their exercise kind of, and when you want them to be chill. I don't know if that makes sense. That was pretty long. Hello, sorry, we are back. The camera battery died. There's some technical issues. The sun's going down, so sorry if there's different lighting, but Sadie looks really cute on the bright side, so that's good. Finny can just snuggle next to me. Okay, so as I was saying, would you own more than 2 dogs? Short answer, yes, I would definitely own more than 2 dogs, but long answer, no, I would not own more than 2 dogs currently at this stage in my life. I think I've realized that 2 dogs are a lot more money than one would think. You realize that it's double the cost of everything, but you don't think about like the little things sometimes. Like I realized like, oh, okay, double the toys, double the food, things like that. Like your food cost will double. But I didn't think about things like when I look up a training class online or something, I'm like, oh, blah, blah, blah amount of money. That's not too bad. And then I remember that I have to pay double that price. Oh my god, these are my stupid neighbors who just drive by all loud. There was a cop on our street the other day, and I think that he was like waiting, trying to catch these guys. Because they just drive by and like be loud, like just for funsies. It's very odd. But no, I would not get a 3rd dog right now. I think if we were to get a 3rd dog, it would be because we adopted one, like one came along and it was like the perfect like opportunity type of thing years from now. But not for a very, very, very long time. Also, I have to hurry because the battery dies so quickly on these things. It's like, what the heck? Dealing with their insecurities / flaws. Well, this is a good one. A lot of people don't talk about this, but I like to be very open, I think, with the dog's flaws and insecurities. Finny boy, we know, is a little more anxious. He's a little more scared of things. He's scared of the vacuum. But because he's my ESA, he's had a lot of experiences. He's gone on a plane with me multiple times, like on escalators, around a lot of people in public, and just a lot of things that Sadie hasn't done because, once again, she's a quarantine pup. So, he's less scared about the world. Sadie gets scared more at, like, just random things she'll hear or experience because she's just never experienced it before. But they're like, Sadie's flaw, I guess you would say, is just her barking right now. It's very, very, very bad. And it's not barking like if she's at her house and she's just barking or something. It's when we're in the car, when we're at the park, when we go anywhere, basically. It's whenever she's very, very, very excited. It's only excited barking. When she's running, when she's chasing, anything like that, she's like yap, 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 yap. So that's what we're currently working on. With Finley, we're always just working on his recall. He is clingy, and I don't think he would ever truly run away, but he likes to be testy. He likes to run in circles and play games and whatnot, and that's what we're trying to get rid of. Because I really don't think he'd ever run away, but he's definitely like, he goes in circles and he gets the zoomies and goes all over, and we want to get rid of that. How's the age gap? Do you wish you waited till Finn was older to get another? That's my struggle at the moment. I love their age gap personally. I don't think that there's a specific age though that's like, okay, now's the perfect time that everyone should get their second dog. I really think that it's more about your family, your financial situation, your time commitment at the time, and most importantly, your first dog and your first dog's needs, if they're being handled, if your first dog even would want a second dog or enjoy a second dog. Being in your house and being around and literally living with them constantly. You have to think about the current behavior of your first dog. Your second dog is going to copy everything that the first one does. So if it does a lot of things that you don't want the next one to do, it could always pick up on those behaviors. And a lot of times that works out really well. Potty training, I saw you guys asked a lot. And potty training with Sadie was so easy. One, because we got a doggy door installed and we have a house now, and with Finley we were in an apartment on the second floor in the freezing freaking cold when he was a puppy, so it was not fun, like 3 a.m. out there in a coat, but I had like short shorts on and like a giant puppy coat, like with his leash at like 3 a.m. That was not fun. But with Sadie, it was a breeze because she would just copy everything that Finn did, and we had the doggy door. I'll insert a clip of her going through the doggy door right here because it's so cute. Like, she just pops right through. Like, she just followed everything that he did, and she learned so fast. Like, she had like, I would say less than 5 accidents inside. I don't know if maybe that's just like me forgetting at this point. But she's had like no accidents. It's really crazy. Next question. We gotta hurry this thing up. How to grow followers when you're stuck? Great question. I think that a lot of people freak out a lot about their Instagram, like having a pause or feeling stuck, or like everything slows down. Oh my god, people are walking by and I'm at my window so like people can watch me. It's easy to feel like you're stuck, but it really all just comes in waves, I really think, in YouTube. I just turned on a lamp, so hopefully that's brighter. But change in lighting again, sorry. But so I really think it all just comes in waves. I think it's about not getting down when you're in those moments of feeling stuck, and more so just make the content that you want to make and make sure that what you're putting out is stuff that you're proud of. And if that's the case, just keep on doing it. Make sure that you're posting often, every single day. Make sure that you're engaging with your audience, reply to every single comment. Go comment and like and share and whatnot of people that are similar to you and people that you think would enjoy following you, and like do it genuinely. Don't just do like follow for follows and all these follow trains and engagement groups and all of that. Like, that's just really not going to help you or get you followers in the long run, because everyone just does a follow and then unfollow, and then it just doesn't ever work out. So if you're posting what you're proud of, then it's just a little stage and you will get out of it and you'll get unstuck, and it's just a moment, because Instagram is just a little cray sometimes and it doesn't like you sometimes, and you just kind of have to figure out why ride that wave and you'll be back on top again. Okay, someone said, would you ever get a different dog breed? Yes, we definitely would get a different dog breed. I've always adopted dogs before, and I'll adopt dogs again in the future, so like I see myself having mutts again. I really want a pit bull. Cam had a pit bull growing up, and I'd love to adopt one because I think they're just so misunderstood. They're like the sweetest dogs ever, and they're so shamed. It's very sad. Do you and Cam have a fave dog, and if so, who? We do not have a favorite dog. I think I've heard parents say this about children, and I think it's true. You don't have like a favorite dog, but you have a favorite dog like at the moment based on the behavior. So like right now, they're both my favorite because like, oh my god, where'd Sadie go? Oh, she's snuggling him. She's behind him. But they're both my favorite because they're being so sweet and they're just being so good today, and I love them today, and they're both great. But when one of them's being naughty or something, then that one becomes my least favorite at the time. But as for like bonded and like emotionally connected and stuff, I definitely am more bonded with Finley. I don't know like why necessarily, or like I don't know the reasoning behind it, but we definitely have like a soul connection. And Cameron definitely has that with Sadie, so it's very interesting. But I love watching his bond, and like Finley's also obsessed with Cameron, and Sadie loves me so much. Like they're bonded to both of us because they're with both of us 24/7. But yeah, definitely Sadie's a dada's girl and Finley's a mama's boy to the fullest. How much time do you spend a day / per week curating IG content? It's a great question. A lot of people ask how many hours a day do you have to like spend on Instagram to be successful and whatnot, and what I do personally. And I think honestly like screen time is bad, and there's so much like debate about everything, but truly if you want to be successful at Instagram, you do have to put in the time, or just at least make sure that the time that you are spending is like valuable time and you're doing things that will help you. The sun is really going down, I'm so sorry. But so like really make sure you're engaging genuinely with people and not just to get those follows, and make sure that you're making content that you really like. And like if you spend time doing something, make sure it's making you happy and you're having fun with it and whatnot. And it helps that I do not have a full-time real job. Like I can do school online whenever I want, and I can do this online whenever I want. I can schedule my schedule however I would like, basically. So it's easy for me to do it at different times of the day. But if you have a real job, then it's like I hear of people waking up a few hours before they have to go to work and spending a few hours on Instagram and then doing the same thing after work. So it's really up to you, but I would say probably like 4 hours a day. Probably. Like replying to people, that's usually also like my daily average for Instagram on my phone. Like 4 to 5 hours. Like replying to DMs, editing pictures, taking pictures, replying to comments, commenting on other people's pictures. There's really a lot that goes into it. How to get your puppy to like photos? That's a good question. My dogs are food motivated. Sadie not so much, but she does love food. Like she is food motivated. Finley's very, very food motivated. So I think first is always practicing stay. Stay is the most important thing for photos, because you cannot take a photo if your dog cannot stay still. So with puppies, little puppies, it's really hard because their brain literally can't process figuring out how to stay. That's why stay isn't like the very first trick they learn right at 8 weeks old, even though it should be one of the first. So once they know stay, just incorporating food for them to stay. You can put food like above the camera to get to practice them looking directly at the camera if you want to do that. But honestly, I never trained them to like look at the camera or something like that. They instinctively look at me, they look where food is, they look, You can put a toy, put a squeaky toy. I just make really crazy noises. Just whatever, high-pitched noises, whatever, for them to look at you while you're taking a picture of them. And that basically helps. And then they get food, so they love it. And literally all they have to do is sit still. They're not doing any crazy tricks or anything. They're just sitting still and they get food for it. So they love it. They always want to do it. So I think that's how, if your dog likes food, then that'd be the way. Or if your dog is play motivated, like same thing, but use a squeaky toy or whatever to take the picture and then throw the toy for them and then get them to sit again after that or whatever. How do you keep the spark in your long-term relationship? Oh, good question. So me and Cameron have been together for 3.5 years now. A little over that. Which is not like crazy long, but it's both of our longest relationships ever. So it's long to us, I guess, if that makes sense. But keeping the spark, I would say, is more just like to continue dating and to continue keeping those like little moments of like intimacy. I don't know, what would you call that? Like still hold hands, still like hug each other and kiss each other when you come home. Like be close together and snuggle on the couch when you're watching TV, like just little things like that, I think. And paying attention to whatever your partner likes and loving them in that way, if that makes sense. Like I'm very big about love languages. So I really need to be like affirmed often. Like I need Cameron to tell me verbally like every single day, like I love you so much, I want to be with you forever. Like every day. And he doesn't really need that necessarily. He would rather me like do some laundry. But so I do the laundry and that makes him feel loved, and then he tells me that he loves me, and then that makes me feel loved, you know. Just do whatever makes your partner happy and do little things. Leave little notes, send cute texts, do whatever. Do the things that you were doing in the beginning of your relationship, but just keep doing them and don't stop doing them, you know? Because you should never stop just because like you've been together a long time. Someone said, how do you pick out your home decor, style, price, etc.? Pinterest. I love Pinterest. Everybody needs a Pinterest account if you do not have one. I Google, or I Pinterest, whatever. I search on Pinterest the type of style or room, or I guess I start with the room or whatever I'm trying to look for, or the furniture item or whatever. And I search that on Pinterest. I'm rubbing Finley's belly and I don't know if you can hear it. But then I find the type of furniture I'm looking for. Usually all the links on Pinterest will give you like the most expensive furniture possible. So then I'm like, okay, no, I'm not paying $3,000 for this nightstand. No, thank you. So then you can either like search the photos to find similar things on Pinterest, or like I just Google like the name of that furniture on other websites. And then that comes up, like our couch in the office. I'll put a picture right here somewhere around. Everyone compliments it. Everything I would find of a couch like this was like $4,000, if not more than that. I found this couch for $300 at Walmart. Walmart is really stepping up their game, I will say. So Target is also a go-to though. Also Amazon. How do you deal with pet hair in your house? This is a question we get all the time, and basically we don't deal with it. I don't really care. You can probably see hair all over me. I grew up with dogs my whole life and just like with hair on everything, so I just genuinely like don't really notice it ever. Like it's just not something that I think about. They shed a lot and the hair gets to be a lot. But I don't notice until maybe like 3 days, 2 or 3 days, and then I'm like, oh, this is really dirty. And then I sweep and vacuum everything, and like at that point, it's like hairballs like floating around the living room, like real bad. And I sweep and I vacuum the carpets, and then we're all good. The Lily brush is also amazing, not a sponsor, but it's really, really good. It gets out like piles of fur. It's really crazy. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you for sending in your questions. I really enjoyed them. I'll have to do another one or finish it on Instagram because there were so many more that I did not get to. But follow us on Instagram, like I said, if you want to be involved in asking the questions next time. We love you guys so much. Subscribe, like this video, turn on post notifications, and leave a comment. And we'll see you guys in our next video. Goodbye! You guys are so cute.